school, your job, or a local bar without someone saying the phrase, winter is coming. So when Pedro got the role of Oberyn the Viper Martell, he knew millions around the world were going to tune in.
Oh my god.
Now, much like the roles he secured in the past, this character was only going to last a few episodes. Before the audience could truly get to know the Viper on a deeper level, the Mountain, a massive and brutal knight, would manhandle him, gouge his eyes out, and crush his skull. But somehow, Pascal managed to turn this short appearance into one of the most memorable Game of Thrones episodes of all time. One of the best duels in the entire series. Loved Oberyn's confidence. It's been 11 years, I'm still recovering from this scene. However, it wasn't just this fight that fans loved. Pascal brought a natural charisma to the role. He pulled off a unique combination of elegance and aggression that perfectly fit the part, as well as the undertones of the character's sexual orientation without overdoing it. Pedro said, "He was dangerous. I'm not dangerous, but I have a sharp nose. I will probably be playing bad guys forever because of my face." There was something so sexy about the character. I loved stepping into that fantasy. One of the things that the creators told me was just by mention of his bisexuality, there was a flamboyance the actors started to attribute to the character in their auditions. That never occurred to me. He seemed so male to me. The fact that he was bisexual had nothing to do with his exterior persona. Pedro was very artistically motivated, which is on par for an actor first breaking into mainstream Hollywood after years of grinding. He was just grateful to be included, letting the work speak for itself. I actually found this old interview clip where he seemingly stopped himself from saying something he might later regret.
I would have, if I had to, I had a really, really great time playing this character.
And because of his professionalism, over the next 3 years, Pascal was getting jobs thrown at him left and right, playing heroes and complicated characters seeking justice by any means necessary. He got the chance to work with Matt Damon in The Great Wall, played the lovable American Secret Service member, Whiskey, in Kingsman: The Golden Circle, and arguably got his second biggest role after GOT, which was starring in the Netflix show Narcos as Javier Peña, a DEA agent hunting for Pablo Escobar. Pedro was quickly becoming a Hollywood favorite, and like most modern Hollywood actors, he ever so slightly began to make casual conversations political. On his Instagram, he posted comics about
which I'm gonna say this, I said this again, it's really dumb, but if that's what he wants to do, that's what he wants to do. The reason why I say it's dumb, guys, is always, if you're in an entertainment world, it's best to just be entertaining and just talk about the entertainment stuff. But if he wants to use the platform for that, obviously more welcome to. But if you get backlash on that or praise for that, that's what comes with it in general. You get both sides, and that's it. That's all there is to it.
Right-wing extremists, demanded action against firearms in America, and made comments about foreign affairs, such as sharing doodles about how it was a big mistake for Britain to leave the European Union, or when he criticized the actual DEA after playing a role as a DEA agent.
You know, it was weird because, like I said, I'm from Chile, and I am a child of socialist political refugees. We are very, very liberal. And I can't seem to shake the feeling amongst the DEA, because, I mean, I don't want to accuse them of being conservative, but
But he wasn't necessarily on an all-out crusade to associate politics with his work. He still had a brand to build, and he really started developing a fan base through his interviews, like this one with Chelsea Handler. This interview was supposed to be about him, but fans loved how he sat back and seemingly got more enjoyment out of her discussing her personal projects and crazy stories.
So I did one, Chelsea Does Marriage was my first one, which is all about my personal feelings about marriage and exploring with my family. It was very personal. It was like talking to my ex-boyfriends, talking to people who've been married for like 65 years, talking to people who were in
65 days.
Yeah, 65 days, exactly. People who are in like a throuple relationship, like two women and a man that like operate as a couple. It's called a throuple, that's a thing now.
Pascal's body language and soft responses fed into the idea that he was this sensual, calm, and attractive person, and the fans loved it. He has a really hot voice. When he says, "Yeah, geez, my ovaries, this man, this is what a real man looks like." And this is where the roots of Pascal mania really started to emerge in the press. The media ran with the narrative that he was a new sexual icon, and that he was an example of positive masculinity in a world full of toxic masculinity. He was boasted as what women craved and what men should aspire to be. And his newfound popularity commanded another wave of huge film opportunities, like landing the title role in Disney's The Mandalorian in 2019. That show didn't just pull in Star Wars fans, it brought in over 100 million Disney Plus subscribers and won 14 Emmys across its first 2 seasons. Pedro's quiet, masked performance was suddenly being called iconic. Then came Wonder Woman 1984, the unbearable weight of massive talent alongside Nicolas Cage, and massive buzz around HBO's The Last of Us series, which premiered in early 2023. That show pulled in over 30 million viewers across platforms in its first few weeks, becoming one of
And also, the general public also agreed with the gaming community, by the way. The season 2, aka Last of Us Part 2, Part 1, I guess, for the show, sucked balls. Sucked big, juicy, donkey balls, all right? So it wasn't just the gamers disliking it. It proved that, like, when that show came out, when season 2 came out, and it bombed, like it flopped, like viewership and everything, it just dropped and everything. Yeah. Guess what? It was not just the gamers who didn't like it. It's everybody now, bitch. So what's everybody gonna say now? Huh? What's everybody gonna say? You know what I mean? Like the people say, "Oh no, you guys are just saying it because you don't like this Abby girl." Of course we didn't like her. She killed the main character. You were forced to kill. You're forced to play with the killer of your favorite character within that series. Like what? That makes zero sense. But it was way more than that. But I'm just saying, like, just like the thing is like, yeah, people didn't like season 2, and it is what it is. I just told you.
HBO's most successful series debuts since Game of Thrones. It seemed like no matter what type of project Hollywood greenlit, they found a way to slot Pedro in. Big budget superhero movies, moody post-apocalyptic dramas, indie short films, romantic comedies, he was everywhere all at once. The media dubbed it the year of Pedro Pascal. By the start of 2023, Variety, GQ, Vanity Fair, all
I will say within a year or two, people are gonna get tired of Pedro. I mean, just like they always do with every superstar when they're in the movies too much. I mean, it happened with The Rock. Nobody cares about The Rock anymore. Like in a sense of Hollywood, he was the guy. He was in the forefront. He was in so many movies, so many that. Now he's barely in any movies right now, either by choice or it was just like, oh, we just have to move on. You know what I mean? And that happens with every single actor who they pick to be the guy for Hollywood. And yeah, it is what it is. It's gonna happen, but it could happen soon, or it could happen maybe more than 2 years because he is Mr. Fantastic, and since he's Mr. Fantastic, the show like the movies like Avenger Doomsday. I don't know what's gonna happen with that. We don't know what sequels they're gonna have for Fantastic Four. Like, there's so many things we just don't know, and how long you can be playing that character.
all ran features praising his rise from struggling actor to A-list star. He was being nominated for Golden Globes, Critics' Choice Awards, and there was even some Oscar talk surrounding his name. But I would be seriously lying to you if I said that much of fans' conversation surrounding Pedro was about his phenomenal acting. It was more about his image, what he represented.
Sticker Mule is the fastest and easiest way to order custom stickers. It only takes a few seconds to order, and every purchase comes
because Pascal had a few specific qualities that made him the perfect modern male superstar in Hollywood. Actors used to be slightly mysterious. They had odd personalities that gave them an interesting aura. Now they post themselves doing TikTok dances because, well, they're just like you, and they love TikTok, just like you. The modern Hollywood star is constantly trying to seem relatable and down to earth because social media has slowly dismantled the value of a celebrity. Social media has opened the door for actual normal people to have influence, to have fans, to make money by entertaining others. And it turns out you don't have to have this overly glamorous life to have millions of followers. You can just be a normal person with a camera and a good idea. It seems like Hollywood has taken note of this and wants all of the benefits that come with the appeal of a regular person with influence and hope that you ignore.
And actually, that kind of like ruined The Rock's image, by the way, because of social media. Because it exposed the problem with all this is, like, you know, like the mystery stuff, the like you don't know who it is exactly kind of thing. The problem with like celebrities trying to be in the social media world, it exposes a lot of them without them even realizing, because the people on the internet try to notice every single thing, to call out every single thing that doesn't fit their narrative or doesn't fit their image, or it just looks off or whatever, right? And The Rock's lies been exposed so many times now, all because of the internet. Yeah, I don't know, man. If I was a celebrity, I will be on social media, but not as much. I think the mystery of being a celebrity is still a very good thing, especially in the industry. I think being mystery person is a good thing. It helps. It really does help, I think. Because again, like with Pedro, it's like you're already in so many movies. Do you really want to expose yourself in social media too much? Where like people are just gonna get tired of you because you're just seeing you everywhere at this point. You're like, oh my god, dude, block.
Their multi-million-dollar homes, exclusive parties, supercars, high fashion, PDF file allegations, and all other lavish. All right. That was too much. But it's hard to blame them for doing this when it clearly works. We've entered a phase in entertainment where an actor's online personality actually generates more interest in their films from fans. A quick search of Pedro Pascal online and you will get seemingly endless content that describes him as a chaotic ray of sunshine, the funniest man alive, or being a living meme, or restoring their faith in men. And because of this, interviews of him almost always have a segment devoted to teasing him in an erotic and awkward way. Like when Pascal was interviewed about his role in Disney's Mandalorian, reading a comment sexualizing his literal knee.
Tell us about your slutty little knee.
What?
What are you talking about? What do you mean?
And while the whole Hollywood heartthrob thing is nothing new, some people are beginning to wonder if this is all forced, feeling that it almost seems like he and Hollywood are campaigning to build him up to be something more than he actually is. For Pascal, almost every interaction he has feels perfectly manufactured for social media virality. He responds to heartfelt questions with a little stutter, places his head in his hand, and does not break eye contact when other women are telling their stories, like he's charmed by every word they say. And there are long compilations where he stops discussing his movies to take a look at the woman's painted nails.
Let's see what you got. Oh, they're gorgeous and glowy. That's a beautiful. It's like cotton candy with the sparkle. They're gorgeous.
Thank you. And I'm going to have you introduce yourself.
Let's see your nails first.
Oh yes, of course.
They're very nice. Yeah, they're very beautiful.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Okay, especially food. Anyway.
Can I just say one thing? That your nails, they bring out the color in your eyes.
Does he have a nails fetish?
I'm not trying to flirt, but it's so into. I've been kind of obsessing with everybody's. But you did that on purpose.
I did
you?
that on purpose.
It really works. It's very, very good.
It's because I bought this weird, really amazing metal ring, and I needed to find something to
It's
go
a
with.
great color.
That's awesome. Hey, thanks.
Thank you so much. And as a fan of your nails, I would like you to show them to me, please. Oh, come on, please.
And look, I'm one to appreciate some good nails. Just look at my fiance's. Now those are nice nails. Pedro Pascal would have a stroke if he saw these with the way he is just handing out compliments to anyone with a weak-ass paint job. The point is, he might appreciate some good nails, but the way he appreciates them comes across as gay best friend, performative for social media virality. And just for clarity, he is not gay. But Pascal made it clear that he liked.
I thought he was gay. So the new male gaze is to be more feminine? I feel like we saw this in South Park.
Liked the positive attention he was receiving, particularly with being called the daddy of the internet.
So what are you? Are you the daddy of the internet? What's internet daddy?
The hell's that voice?
Me.
Yeah, you are.
It got to a point where seemingly every interview he did, they brought up this daddy of the internet thing, and he was embracing it.
You know you're the daddy of the internet, right?
I call Pedro Pascal a DILF and think he's my cool, slutty father.
That's weird.
Yep. I am your cool, slutty daddy.
When he took this lie detector test with Vanity Fair, he tried to tell them that he didn't see himself as a Hollywood heartthrob, only to be caught in a lie immediately after.
Do you think you're a heartthrob?
I don't think
he's lying.
Really? That's right. Yes, I am. Yes, I'm a heartthrob. Am I lying? That's the truth. I'm a heartthrob.
Is it a lot of pressure being a heartthrob?
No.
Do you ever look at Instagram accounts devoted to you being a heartthrob when you're feeling down?
Yes, I do.
And while this could be perceived as something silly, it's hard for him to have humility when he literally spends his time consuming content that is praising him. And since he knows exactly what people want by studying fan accounts, he seemingly will also clip farm during his interviews, because he knows how much his fans love their internet daddy.
You or this man, Oscar Isaac?
Actually, I don't fall for him. That's just marketing. He knows how to market himself. You know what I mean? A lot of content creators do that. When something's trending, they do it themselves. When something's trending on TikTok, they do the weird dances, even though they don't really do them. Like, they're not really like in the whole TikTok world, but they still do it because they know it will get them views and content for the TikTok. I kind of see it that way. It's marketing themselves. So it's like not that crazy marketing. It's like, okay, so people like this, so let me continue making this, right? Let me like get the positive reaction on that. The only bad thing about that, by the way, if you step out of line, even for a little bit, guys, you will be like attacked online because you're putting yourself an image out there that you're not really not. And once that image gets destroyed, a lot of people can see it differently, right? So that's the one bad thing about all of it. Oh wait, guys, hold up. Give me 1 sec. I forgot to do something real quick. There we go.
I'm a bigger daddy than him. I'm older than him. Although he's a real daddy. He's got kids and I don't. But daddy is a state of mind, you know what I'm saying? I'm your daddy.
It's hard to argue against Pascal leaning into this image that he has been given for his own gain. I mean, it's just smart business at this point. But it starts to beg the question of how much is genuine and how much is performance for his mostly female fan base. Even Pascal's obsessed and loyal fans felt like they were getting the "we must sexualize and obsess over Pascal" narrative shoved down their throats. One fan said, "It was cute at first, but I think reporters have taken it too far. It's a lazy way to try to get a soundbite. Interview him. Don't just talk at him about a kink and expect him to respond. I don't promote anything calling him daddy anymore. It's like you took a bite of cake and thought it was good and now it's being smashed in your face." But among his fans, this was not the popular opinion. The positive press was working, and Pedro quite literally started dominating Hollywood. Within a single year, he was starring in HBO's The Last of Us, which wrapped its record-breaking first season in March. Less than a month later, season 3 of The Mandalorian premiered. That's 2 lead roles on 2 of the biggest streaming platforms in the world running simultaneously. Then he was cast as Mr. Fantastic in Marvel's Fantastic Four reboot. Full superhero franchise commitment on top of everything else. In between all of that, he took roles in Ari Aster's film Eddington, Ridley Scott's Gladiator sequel, the highly anticipated crime drama Drive Away Dolls, multiple projects filming back to back, overlapping press tours, award show appearances. At one point in 2024, Pedro was working on 4 different major productions at once, bouncing between London, Los Angeles, and Morocco. To put it into perspective, most A-list actors take on 1 or 2 major roles per year, 3 if they're grinding. Pedro was attached to at least 7 confirmed film and TV projects between 2023 and mid-2025, and that's not even counting voice work or cameos. His agent even admitted in a Variety interview that they were turning down 10 to 20 scripts a month just to manage his schedule. And yet for fans scrolling through social media, it seemed like Pedro was somehow always available, always charming, always present in interviews, always asking about others' nails. He was being propped up as the cultural icon of the 2020s, and I personally witnessed the effects of that in real life. A few weeks ago, my fiance and I were eating lunch in this really cramped restaurant where all the tables were side by side, and next to us was a young woman who was finishing up her meal, and then the waiter came over and asked her if she wanted dessert. She said, "No, I'm saving room for popcorn at the movies," before saying that she was going to see Materialists. And the waiter was like, "Oh, is that the movie where," and you could tell he tried to explain the plot, but he didn't really know like what the movie was about. As he was like stumbling through his explanation of the plot, the girl literally just cuts him off and says,
I think I watched that one recently. Yeah, it's a really stupid movie. Yeah, it's with Captain America and Mr. Fantastic and Madam Web. They all meet up, and Madam Web is a bitch, a materialistic bitch, who breaks up with her boyfriend because he's too broke, and goes with the rich guy, aka Mr. Fantastic, and she does. I will say she does admit it that she is a piece of shit, and what she does, but it's not that great of a film, by the way. I was just very curious, and I seen some clips of it already on TikTok. Obviously, like the part where she admits that she's a piece of shit. That yeah, I like materialistic stuff. I'm shallow, etc. Like all that kind of stuff. But yeah, overall the movie, I won't say it was like the worst thing I've seen. I was just like, I believe this is what people are watching right now. You know, God damn it, Pedro. God damn it.
Honestly, I don't know what the movie
You know what? I'm surprised that he was in Jurassic Park.
he's about, but I'm just going to see Pedro Pascal. And I was thinking about doing a video about Pedro Pascal, but that was really the moment where I realized that I had to, because I thought it was extremely interesting that a woman in her early 20s was going to the movies by herself on a Saturday, not because she was interested in the movie, but just because she wanted to see Pedro Pascal. And I can't help but feel like this type of notoriety in our modern social media climate is like a ticking time bomb. The longer Pedro stays on top, the more he risks becoming everything the internet loves to tear down: overhyped, overexposed, and maybe worse, a fraud. And nothing will bring on the hate train faster than when an actor shifts the conversation from their acting,
which it happened. I believe it happened with like his social anxiety or whatever. Like he touches his female co-stars, not like in a very sexual, more like handsy kind of thing. I believe. 'Cause I've seen those clips when they're doing the Mr. Fantastic press and all that.
to their political views. But the first indication of a shift against Pedro Pascal was when fans noticed he had a habit of constantly touching and caressing his co-stars, particularly when this clip went viral of him grabbing Vanessa Kirby's hand. Now, Pedro has said multiple times in the past that he suffers from anxiety, and whoever posted this video said that grabbing someone's hand will help calm his nerves. And even if this were not true, it's clear that Vanessa is consenting to this as she looks back and grabs his hand. But outside of this situation, he definitely likes to grab women's hands, kiss hands, and maybe even run his fingers through their hair. Now, we don't know what types of relationships he has with these women behind the scenes. Obviously, we would strongly assume that they're friends or maybe even more than friends. But if he was not this Hollywood heartthrob or exuding soft and safe feminine energy, they would call him
He slept with every single one of them, even if they're married. Just kidding. No, I'm kidding.
creepy, or that he has "where my hug at" energy. And it's already starting to happen. This post went extremely viral of Pedro posing with the cast of Fantastic Four that read, "If I saw another man holding my pregnant wife like that, someone is getting a black eye and some broken teeth." To which commenters sarcastically replied, "It's okay, he's gay and has social anxiety."
Yeah, I thought he was gay, but he's not gay. So we have a problem, bro. We have a big problem. Like, bro, I do not want you touching my wife like that. Fuck that. Stop doing that. I don't give a fuck about your social anxiety. Fuck you and your Dochi song. Stop it.
His hand is just above her ass to keep him from having a panic attack. Don't be insensitive. Now, Pedro and Vanessa are married in the film, so perhaps they are being affectionate to help sell the movie. But in real life, they are not together, and Vanessa is having a baby with her current boyfriend. However, Pedro and Vanessa being touchy-feely is not exactly new and have really been doing it for the build-up of this film. But what really set off the Pedro Pascal opposition was after Donald Trump's re-election in 2024. Pedro became more noticeably vocal, posting an underlined quote on Instagram that said, "Anger restores the gift of clarity of vision, which is hard to attain in any other state." And from here, he refused to stay silent anymore, frequently posting about global affairs and gender rights, going as far as attacking his fan base if they disagreed with him. Someone said, "You are my favorite actor, I'm unfollowing you. BS." He said, "No," sarcastically.
You do know that he probably not running his own social media account, by the way, guys?
Another fan said, "Man, you were my favorite actors until this." He said, "That's too bad. Wait, no, I don't give a shit."
Like, why? Why get into the political world, man? You had it all. You still have it all. Oh, I don't understand it. I don't get it. I don't get it. Also, I don't think that's even him. Because a lot of celebrities don't even run their own social media. Let's be honest. A lot of them don't.
Even though he was getting some pushback, he mostly was getting praised for unapologetically vocalizing his political opinions, specifically in...
Here's the thing, though. You're getting praised by the people that will literally attack you as soon as you mess up. If you do something, you disagree with them on either side. You saw like on the opposite side, like people are like, "Oh, you're my favorite, I'm not gonna follow you anymore," etc. It happens on either side. But as soon as you step out of what they believe or they are against, you will be seen as enemy number one. Okay? That's how fragile these things are. They will make you into an enemy. And then everything they were protecting you from back then, like for example, the whole like, anxiety, touchy, that kind of stuff, they'll throw that back at you and try to use that as a weapon.
Support of his transgender sister, Pascal. In April of 2025, the UK Supreme Court ruled that trans women should not be recognized as women, and one of the supporters of this decision was J.K. Rowling, who felt that feminism didn't apply to transgender.
Oh my god, dude. Oh my, I saw that. J.K. Rowling she got herself a big W. Now, I know people are gonna take that the wrong way, but whatever. But like, she was getting hatred upon hatred upon hatred on social media like crazy, right? And this right here, I'm telling you right now, some of those people I feel came out and said, "All right, actually, wow, I can't believe she's actually right," or they didn't push back at her no more. Like I even saw I think we all owe her an apology. Obviously it's just one person, but like, oh my god, dude, I can't believe it got to that far. But yeah, she got herself a big W. She stuck with her own guns, and like I said with her, it happened the same thing with her, by the way, guys. Like she got into it, and a lot of her fans disliked her. More of her fans liked her. It was all over the place. When you get into this type of world with social issues, social politics in general, you're gonna create a hate mob on you automatically. But yeah, I remember this.
People in the forms of sharing bathrooms and private spaces. On her yacht, she posted a photo of her celebrating the outcome. The backlash against J.K. Rowling was enormous, although for some, it's unsurprising since she has a history of being extremely controversial. Pascal fired back at her saying, "Awful, disgusting shit is exactly right. Heinous loser behavior." And in a Vanity Fair cover, he doubled down by calling her a bully. The one thing that I would say I agonized over a little bit was just, am I helping? I want to protect the people I love, but it goes beyond that. Bullies make me effing sick. Rowling seemed pretty unfazed and provided a sarcastic reply to him. Can't say I feel very shut down, but keep at it, Pedro. God loves a trier. And regardless of a person's political affiliation, defending your family from the digital mob is a perfectly normal reaction. But once Pedro started speaking in interviews about his political positions, it started to come across as performative, like when he was promoting a movie called Eddington at the Cannes Film Festival and started discussing the mass deportations in America.
I want people to be safe and to be protected, and I want very much to live on the right side of history. And I'm an immigrant. My parents are refugees from Chile. I myself was a refugee. We fled a dictatorship, and I was privileged enough to grow up in the U.S. and after asylum in Denmark. And if it weren't for that, I don't know what would have happened to us. And so I stand by those protections always. I'm too afraid of your question. I hardly remember what it was.
To have millions of dollars and be terrified to live in America. Oh, the humanity. It's ironic because the man sitting next to him, Joaquin Phoenix, came from being raised dirt poor in a cult and forced to be a performer on the streets of South America by his irresponsible parents. Pedro comes from an extremely wealthy Chilean family, and this comment isn't totally inaccurate. Pedro's mother was related to the nephew of former Chilean president Salvador Allende. Pedro's parents were supporters of Allende's socialist government, but after the 1973 military coup, they felt they could have a target on their back and moved to America. Pedro wasn't even 1 year old at the time, so he doesn't remember being a refugee. Pedro's mother Veronica was a child psychologist, and his father was a fertility doctor. They lived very comfortable in America.
Pedro Pascal does this little like, ooh, he's so baby girl, ooh, he's so socially anxious, ooh, he's so darling sort of body language thing, and he carries it with him everywhere he goes. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm not buying it. I think Pedro Pascal has risen quite a bit as far as his heartthrob status to like playing into this like baby girl, meek, socially anxious sort of lean, and I don't think it's real.
And with the negative press slowly beginning to rise, previous fans are now laying out their complaints about this 10-year push for Pascal, refusing the idea that he is a sign of positive masculinity or even a good general example for how someone should behave at 50 years old.
Recently, there was a video of him simulating an act at a Last of Us rap party, I think it was, and that was caught on camera. Now, my problem with that is that Pedro Pascal is the leading man for a Disney family property, Fantastic Four. We also hear that he is going to be the leading man of Doomsday. You know, Robert Downey Jr., it's really his movie, but the heroic leading man is going to be Pedro Pascal.
I did not hear that.
And I don't think
that
that that is appropriate to do
But
publicly when you are supposed to be the face of this.
Is he supposed to be the main guy? I honestly thought they're gonna go with someone else. Yeah, I know it's not Spider-Man because it's a Sony property. They're gonna obviously have Spider-Man, but no, actually, who else could be the leader? It's not Doctor Strange. Yeah, actually, Mr. Fantastic could be the leader. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I never thought about it. All right.
Family brand all of a sudden.
Even ideologically aligned news outlets like The Telegraph have started to change their tune, from overwhelming support to posting headlines like, "The star who could have Hollywood at his feet if Disney can get him to shut up." There's even been
That's the one thing that I'm like, it boggles my mind, dude. It's like, bro, we've seen this happen to another actress recently. Now, I don't know if her career's over, but like the girl with the Snow White, right? She didn't shut up and it ruined the film. I mean, obviously she did great in the film of her acting, by the way. I mean, I seen it. I was curious. I skipped the singing parts, but she sounded okay. But anyways, the one that wasn't great was Gal Gadot, whatever her name is. She wasn't great. She was the other girl, Snow White. She was great, like the acting wise, right? But another big reason why like she ruined her image is because she couldn't shut up about politics while she's promoting a film, while she's promoting a big Disney film. She couldn't shut up. It's like, bro, the sad thing about when you're being a celebrity, you're in a public figure. There's some things you cannot say, especially when you're promoting a product, aka a movie, right? As much as you want to say it, as much as you want to talk about the immigration issue, Trump, or anything politics, right? Which, because those are like some of the biggest ones right now. Just shut the fuck up. Just promote the product, promote the movie, and that's it. After the movie, then maybe you could do all that. I will go against it. Will not, like, you know, don't involve yourself in it. But if you want to, at least that will be less. It will hurt less for the film because at least you're no longer promoting the film, right? It's not like just coming out right away. So.
a phrase developed for this situation. It's called Pascal fatigue. Now, it is evident that the people who are sort of loudly rejecting Pedro Pascal's dominance are mostly right-wing or the anti-woke Hollywood crowd, but even neutral parties can recognize that he is just kind of a status quo Hollywood product. He is the safe option. A little bit of everything. A little bit of color. A little bit of talent. A little bit of class. A little bit feminine. A little bit masculine. You get the idea. He is the soft beige wallpaper that offends please no one but is considered dull by everyone. But even though Pedro Pascal is the safe option right now, I can't help but wonder if that ticking time bomb is about to detonate, because as we have seen time and time again, actors who constantly make their politics the central focus always end up pushing it too far. One wrong post, one bad interview, one poor choice of words, and all that same fan base that have been praising him for years will turn on him in an instant. As one person said perfectly, he has the aura of incoming allegations. And hopefully that's not true. Hopefully he is just another actor who's passionate about their impact on the world. But I think there is one thing that we can all agree on, is that we don't need Pedro Pascal to be a leading man in 9 films a year.
I mean, that's true. I mean, let's be honest, that's true. He doesn't be everywhere, bro. I'll take Keanu Reeves as a symbol of masculinity more than Pedro Pascal any day. Honestly, Keanu, yeah. I mean, he's quiet. He doesn't say shit. He just lives in his own world. I can see how Keanu could be like the guy for sure. Many things you wouldn't know or care about if you never had a smartphone. The man went from being a broke actor, from being the it guy, and he's taking advantage of working on so many projects possible before it ends. I don't blame him. Before people are so fickle, they build you up to tear you down, which is very true. He's not attracted to me, so I don't get the hype. But I do like him. I think he's a good, versatile actor. He's talented. I don't mind him. I mean, I've already seen a couple of projects with him without like going after his project, right? Obviously the latest one was Fantastic Four. I thought he did great on that. I thought it was fine. I thought he was a great Mr. Fantastic. I don't think it was bad or anything like that. But yeah, I mean, it was just, if when I was 36 and struggling, nobody was looking for me, and now I'm getting millions for a gig, I'm taking every job, you don't know when it's over. Yeah, I don't think people are criticizing from that, honestly. But it is gonna be fatigue soon. He knows it. He's gonna get as much money as he can as soon as he's done, because he is 50 years old now. So as soon as he's done, he could just retire and just live the rest of his life in peace, or just go on a downward spiral and talk about politics, social issues, and go from that direction. He could do whatever he wants. Because yeah, people will change their mind on people so quickly, and a lot like would have flipped a switch, honestly. So it's like I won't take that to heart, and for the most part,